Josh, is that baby okay?
That's all my questions.
They changed their idea on the color of what lawns is covered. Somebody said the name's already. When I talked to you, I said, yeah, kind of black and white. I love that purple. That's my idea. I almost took stuff again and put on the thing. Because I love it. I love it. I want to be good. It's my favorite color. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the other towers will be like beside it. Just not sure. We're just waiting on the convention permits. But I get
Really? Just like the beach a couple weeks ago.
and I picked up our line, she's probably extra few.
They're what, $20?
Everybody, please make sure you sign the law so we know what's here.
Look at the store.
Yeah. I could hold yeah. I'm sorry, man, we don't show up. It's early. I left out.
Who's that?
I love having people in. Those are all awkward when I'm standing there like.
I didn't think, look, the great thing is on the first group, people said it for years.
Yeah, I think we're on there, right? That was hard for him to. Can you put? Birds and. I know, so.
Call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Carla, Kelly, Judy. Here. Lizzie. Here. Josh.
Here.
Laura. Here.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so public participation, Maryland.
Few things that I'd like to offer each council member. You know, our proposal. An extra one here maybe. My name is Marilyn Wilson. I'm the director of the WIC program for Preble County. WIC is a federally funded food assistance program for lower-income families, but not just food assistance, but nutrition education, breastfeeding support, referrals to other agencies that might help them, such as Help Me Grow, making sure they're staying positions, assistance to housing, those kind of things. We are offered in the Midwest region each year an opportunity for an extra grant that's worth $5,000 to find ways to reach out to our community to support breastfeeding. That's the most healthy way to feed our babies. And we did get that grant this year, and we're proposing to put park benches in as many of our county parks as possible that just have a message on them that say breastfeeding now from here. Attached is a copy of what the bench might look like. It doesn't have a message on there, but, we were thinking to go to your newer park with a splash pad on it. So I don't know if you would have any questions that you would want me to answer, try to keep it simple, but that's sort of the idea that we're proposing. And seeing if you're interested in participating.
Rusty, would this cause any issues with the
No,
park?
we're good. There's plenty of room down. We can take a spot to put them.
Okay. We're looking at ones that would be able to be, of course, secured. And you could, choose how you want us to.
Okay. Yeah.
We're working at trying to be sure the shipping is directly to you, so you can put the bench together and put it where it's best for you.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Huh?
You're great, Josh.
It's all good.
Well, when we looked at it and when, I was like, do you have ability to take like 4 benches because several communities are taking them and put them together and then we got to get them there and I'm like, oh my goodness. I think it would make more sense for the experts to put the bench together and get it where they want
We
it.
can make that happen.
Okay.
So all we would need is just to have him put it together and there's no cost to us at all?
Right. Yep, no cost at all. I mean, maybe if you're putting in a concrete place to put it, but
Gotcha. Yeah.
no cost at all. The money that we have is enough to, I think at this point, we're looking at a total of 5 benches, again, throughout Preble County that are going to be put up with these funds, which is exciting for us to have that happen.
So we do like a motion for that, to accept that?
I don't think we need movement. Yeah, that's, she just tells us what she wants to do. And I think
Okay, and I can stay in touch with Trina as far as getting it somewhere. for it to
Yep.
be. And they'll be ordered sometime this month. The funds have to be utilized pretty quickly, so
Okay.
our goal is to get it to you hopefully in July.
That's
So it
fine.
can be used. Okay,
All
great.
right.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time and thank you. Excited to
Thank you.
have that
I appreciate
happen.
your-
All right. All right, thank you.
Chris,
Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Mastroeni from ABM. I met with Mayor Michael and Rusty about 2 months ago, believe it or not, it's been 2 months. But what we discussed and what I'm here to talk about is potentially moving forward with an MOU for ABM to come in and to basically take a look at all of your facilities, as we call it, preliminary assessment. And what we would ultimately do, and we've helped out a lot of cities and villages with this, is we would come in and basically get all of your energy bills. Our energy engineers would take a look at all your energy bills, and then we would also take a look at all the facilities. And really, it wouldn't cost anything. There's no cost to do that. But ultimately, look at all your operational and your energy spend that you're spending right now. And really, we talked about walking around with Rusty, having my developers and engineers come around. And really, I think the focus, just looking at your budget and where you're spending a lot of your money, is the wastewater treatment facility is probably where the majority of the focus would be. But ultimately, what we do is we would come in and put together a presentation to show you, you're spending X on utilities and operations, and we could potentially save you, or right around save you 25, 30, 40% of the energy and operational spend that you're spending right now. And then that would allow you to take, what our ultimate goal is to try and create a project where you don't have any upfront capital, and you're able to do, like a prime example, Union City, Indiana. We just did a project with them back in 2023. And we were able to take them, 80% off the grid with solar energy, and then also at the same time update their roofs with the savings that we capitalized from on the solar energy. And I just had a conversation with the city manager from Union City a couple weeks ago, and they're now getting negative bills where the utility owes them money from the solar energy. And it's not just solar; it's an all-encompassing look at the city where we look at HVAC, roofing, building envelope, which is windows and doors where any air is coming in and getting out. We can really just about do just about anything, and also wastewater treatment facilities. If there's meters that are old, we could potentially update those, and there's a lot of savings involved with that. So Mayor Michael just asked me to come out and speak to the council and just explain, what we're trying to do with the memorandum of understanding and just really see if there's any questions or concerns or, just open up the dialogue for that.
You got any questions? He wants to ride around with Rusty and look at some of the stuff. Rusty, you got any questions on that?
No, that's fine, yeah, we can, I can take somebody around, look at everything.
Yeah.
What year did you say you started this program in Union City?
2023 is when they finished we finished the project at the end of last year, but they moved forward with the project in 2023. So, and I'd be more than happy, I showed Rusty and Mayor Michael, we have a nice video of the project and the mayor would be more than happy to talk to anybody if they wanted to talk about how the project worked and so on and so forth. But I could also send a video and I think I might have, but I could re-forward it so you guys could see that, because I think it speaks volumes of the work we did in Union City, and quite honestly, I don't think they would have been able to make the big changes that we were able to make without us. So it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed my time helping that city out.
What happens if we currently have any contracts with any utility companies?
Well, this isn't it. So we're not trying to change anything from a utility perspective.
Okay.
The main focus is really trying to see if we can save you energy and operational spend. So, when I look at, the amount that you're spending on utilities and, and then also at the wastewater treatment facility, I think personally, just from doing this for a little while, I can tell that there's probably some efficiencies that we may be able to help you out with. And the truth is, if we come in and we take a look at your facilities and there's no opportunity to do anything, we would just, if the math doesn't check out, ultimately we'd walk away, so.
So there's no commitment?
No, the only commitment is Rusty's time, which I'm sure he doesn't have a whole lot of, but I appreciate him saying he would, probably take a day, and then I would come back and, probably put a presentation together to either talk to council as a whole, or we could do subcommittee meetings and just show you what the potential could be, on what we could potentially save the village, so.
When you do this in other villages, what typically is the payback with it? How many years does it take to get, because with this, we're gonna have to upfront.
Well, maybe, potentially, the goal would be to not have any upfront capital, but certainly, we've done projects, like I'm doing a project in Lawrence County, Ohio, which is, I don't know if you're familiar with this, in Ironton, and all we're doing is a copper dome for them right now, so there's no energy savings in doing that. But ultimately, our goal would be to have the payback down as low as possible. It's hard, we've done so many projects to give you a kind of an average payback, but I would guess, what we're looking for is like in the 8 to 10 year range. Just depends on what the measures are. Sometimes it's a lot quicker than that, and sometimes it takes longer than that, so.
Any more questions? Rusty, you with him then? Feel like we need to do that?
Yeah, we can schedule something where we can, myself or
And I would just need, I don't know if Trina would have your energy bills, but I'll work in the background on getting that as well, because that's a huge part of it, so. Okay. I'll give you a call tomorrow, sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time, everyone. Appreciate it.
Yeah, save the best for last.
You go to the meeting after me, Dan? That'd be great for everybody. Sorry, didn't mean to throw it at you.
Sure.
I meant to throw it, but I got hurt. You've already seen this. This is what you have already, so if you're gonna print it out for you.
Just it'll
The
be-
duplicate. Whatever you don't want, I'll take back. Good evening. My name's Justin Summer. I'm the director of the Preble County Development Partnership. So thanks for allowing me to speak with you this evening. As you know, the Village of Camden has been an investor in the Preble County Development Partnership on and off over the years. The organization is about 13 years old. We were, I guess, longer than that, 15 years old now. We formed in 2010. The development partnership is a public-private entity. It is a 501c3 nonprofit. We do receive funds from public entities as well as private sector businesses. to complete our operations. The development partnership is tasked with economic development activity throughout Preble County. Our mission is to advance, encourage, and promote the industrial, commercial, and civic development of Preble County. Since the development partnership has been in existence, Preble County has seen the highest employment levels that it has seen since pre-recession. So we are excited about that, creating jobs in the county. We have the largest number of establishments operating in Preble County that we've ever had. So the number of businesses doing business here is higher than it's ever been. And our wages have increased significantly, which may be a challenge for some of our businesses, but I think for the county as a whole, that's a good thing. So average household income in Preble County surpasses our neighbors in Montgomery, Darke, and Wayne County, and we're pretty close to what the average wages are in Miami County. So we feel that the work that we do is beneficial to the county as a whole. We operate in 4 areas: retention and expansion of existing businesses, attraction of new businesses into the county, marketing and promotion, and workforce development. Before you have our 2024 annual report, which highlights some of the activity over the past year, and you also have the 2025 work plan, which identifies the activities that we are engaging in this year. Some of the examples of things that we've done specifically in the village of Camden. We assisted Ohio Slitting and Storage with financing through the Port Authority, which provided them an incentive for the expansion that they recently completed. That financing mechanism is available because of an agreement between the development partnership and the Warren County Port Authority. That essentially what that does is saves the business on the sales tax of materials for the building expansion. So that was a significant savings for them. We've also assisted Medship on the headquarters facility that exists in obtaining a grant through Jobs Ohio. We also worked with them on the second project that was recently announced and obtaining a grant through the revitalization program with Jobs Ohio as well. We provide loans to small businesses. We have a loan fund that is solely from funds from our investors, so it's no public dollars that are going into that. We assisted Barnes Butchers when they started with a small business loan to help them start operations and activate what was a vacant building here in the village. I do serve as the housing officer for the village of Camden. So what that means is through these economic development incentives that you put in place, the TIF agreements and the CRA agreements, we have to report to the state every year on activity there. So I serve in that role for you. I gather all the documentation and information and do the filings with the state of Ohio to ensure that we're in compliance. We do social media posts. There was one actually, ironically, not planned, but one earlier today that highlights activity going on within the village of Camden. We get hundreds of impressions through our social media posts. We've been very active in that, not only highlighting activity within the county, but we are also doing a workforce attraction campaign that targets markets in Columbus, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and Detroit for getting new residents to move here. So that is ongoing. We have provided grants to Camden Comeback that specifically went to the Black Walnut Festival. So we were happy to see those dollars come back into the community. And I think that's all that I've got on my list. So I appreciate the opportunity to share about the development partnership, the work that we do. Obviously, we appreciate the investment that the village makes into our organization, and we hope that that continues.
We did a good job, Justin.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's only possible with partnerships. Economic development is a team sport, so the relationships that we have help us get things done.
At this point, he needs approval to have the invoice paid. Oh, over this one, the 10,000.
Yes.
So So that invoice is for 2 years. There wasn't a payment to us last year, so that includes 2024 and 2025.
And then from then on, it would just be the 5,109.
Yeah, the way that our bylaws are written, the way that it was established, the development partnership, it's a per person amount, so it's currently $2.75 per resident based off of what the census data is, so assuming that the census data isn't gonna change for the next, 5 years, but at that point it could change. So yes, you're right, let's see, it would just be that $5,000-ish amount, yes.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Discussion,
It's a great idea.
roll call.
Judy. Yay. Lindsay.
Yes.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Laura.
Yay.
Appreciate your support, thank you.
Thank you.
Justin, she did copy this for us. Do you want these back?
Yeah, I'll be happy to.
For another presentation?
I'll be happy to take him to West Allen when I go there to do the same thing. Yeah, thank you.
Staff reports.
Trina, did you get the monthly cash management reports? You said you were having the first
Well,
few,
yeah.
but then hadn't.
I just said I'm
Tells me they're working on it. We got an extension till the end of the year, as far as walking pet goes. They tell me it's gonna be finished. I know I've said this before, but they were ready to, we were ready to lose the grant, but we retained the grant and they have till the end of the year to complete the project.
Have they sent it out a bid?
It should go out to bid this month is what he's telling me. So, and I hope it does. Yeah. But besides that, I don't really have anything, unless you guys have something for me.
Just update on the tablet, please.
Yeah.
Called Mark today. He's bringing me Lock and Grant's tablet tomorrow to use while ours is being repaired. I told him I'm tired of repairs, I want a new one.
Yeah.
So he said he would work on that, so. We should have something to read meters with this month.
Right.
So,
That'd be nice.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Rick.
Yep.
All right, new business.
Wait, in regards to meters, we still need to enter the serial numbers and the readings for all the accounts.
Okay.
I'd like to outsource that to STEM IT for $1,500, which is about what it would cost me to do the overtime. Working with Software Solutions, that's the price she came up with. So it's either me overtime or him do it for $1,500.
I thought that was supposed to already be done before we started reading it.
We haven't been reading them. We've been estimating.
I read 1 month. We read them 1 month, and then after that's when the had it down. So we did get 1 read in before we lost the equipment. So
Well, will he have access to those serial numbers and everything?
Yes, and I offered him the empty office here to do it as a special project. So it wouldn't be involved with that time back there and all his hospital time. It would be a separate IT project.
Think we'll say something? Say it's 1,500?
To get it done, otherwise it's not gonna work, right?
Yeah, it needs done, and the auditor has been reaching out to me a lot since she came in, so I've been having to now refocus attention to her, so
I feel like there's a lot of outsourcing of things going on.
it's much less than what we pay to have the meters installed. It's $1,500, pay me or pay STEM.
I mean, if we're gonna have to pay one way or another, I'd rather pay you, honestly, since it falls under your jurisdiction.
Wouldn't the install have fallen under their jurisdiction?
I was just under the understanding the person that installed them gave you the information for you to do it. And so we're doing a lot of outsourcing on a lot of other things. So if it's gonna cost us $1,500 regardless, then I just think.
I'm not working 80 hours a week all summer, I'm sorry.
Well, if you need to get it done, then you can do it.
Did you check any other quotes other than this one, that's $1,300?
I did not, that's just what Software Solutions told me it would probably cost my time around above where I already had him on my 40 hours per week. So that's what he agreed to.
I just didn't know if there, like, if you reached out to other places, it might be cheaper.
He's actually our IT in-house person. That's the reason I reached out to him.
But this would be great, something cheaper out there, and it's worth looking into.
I can.
I got a question. Can I ask you a question? Do you mind? If you've got all these serial numbers floating around and you're not putting them in, you're not installing them, that means the meters can't be read. Is that correct?
This is correct.
Then whose fault is it that these numbers aren't done yet?
This was NJR fault,
Whose fault?
our fault.
Originally, a council member was going to assist me with this project. That did not happen. I have not been able to get to it.
So you can't do 20 a day? How
No, sir,
about
I cannot.
15 a day?
No, sir, I cannot. Not if I stay within my time frame that council wants me to work. Do you want to help? You're more than welcome.
So you're saying you can do your job?
All right, we'll look at that a little further.
So Rusty, what's the time frame maybe on the iPad or the thing to read them?
So I'll have a loaner,
Okay.
either tomorrow or Monday, and then, which should allow us to read this month. So, but if the serial, like Dan said, if the serial numbers aren't uploaded, put in there, then you're not gonna be able to read them. So I can run around and try to read, but it's not gonna read.
How did we read it the first time?
Yeah, how do you read them first?
Some of them are in, not all of them are in.
Oh, okay, so some of the serial numbers are.
Some are in. 'cause
Out of
I
the
read-
eight, what is it, 750, 800?
Yeah, 750-ish, I think.
How many are inputted currently?
That I can't tell you. All I do, so with this new iPad, I pull up in front of the town hall where we have Wi-Fi. I just download all the information that Trina put in to the iPad. I read it all. When I'm done, I pull back up front, hit a button, it sends it all to her. So,
Do you know how many is in, Trina?
So then, I guess how did we read them the first time with the iPad?
They pulled readings. the first
some were
time.
installed. So the iPad, the first time we had it repaired, they had it for 6 weeks. They said it was the charging port. They fixed it, brought it back. It was worse. So you can't keep it on. You turn it on, you start to read, it goes off. I think it's the battery. So, but I had it plugged into the charger the first time to read, and we read. But I tried that again the second time, and it won't stay on even with the charger. So something's up with the iPad. So they have it, because it's through Badger, they have to send it back to somebody to repair it, put a new battery in it, whatever. So that's where we're at. So I will get a loaner to read with until they get ours back to us.
Will theirs be able, now forgive me because I'm not up to some.
Yeah, all I'll have to have is their password.
I was trying to say, will theirs be able to
Yeah.
read our, okay.
Mark says so, so they say so, so I just need their password to open it up, then we should be good.
But they still have them down there.
Yes, Trina will still have to do what she does to send them to me, then I'll read them and send them back to them. So, yeah. But the ones with no serial numbers will not read.
They're being estimated
And how many are being estimated?
on a 4-month estimate. Any that don't read, I cannot give you a number on that.
Okay.
So like how many members do you have to input? Like how many more would you have to put in?
Probably 600. But you have to put in the readings as well as the serial number, and there's some other codes that have to go into different screens. It's not just a simple serial number install. It's a whole process. I have the scope of work if you'd like to see it. I mean, just explain it to you.
I would love it if at some point when, Dan's here, if you could show me the scope of it so that I understand it better.
I can send it to you. I got it from Software Solutions.
I'd love to, thank you.
We can do that. All right, moving on. New business, clarification of the water versus utilities. First reading of this.
Okay, ordinance 1051-2025. An ordinance adjusting the water, sewer, and trash, collectively utility rates for all the residents and businesses in the Village of Camden. Whereas the Village of Camden, Ohio Council is responsible for adopting the water, sewer, and trash fees, collectively utility rates for residents and businesses in the Village of Camden. And whereas the Village of Camden has previously established the utility rates for residents and businesses in the Village of Camden. And whereas upon review of usage volume and rate allocation, the Village of Camden, Ohio Council has determined that utility rates should be reconfigured to permit the best service possible to village residents and businesses. And whereas the Village of Camden received an oral motion on February 20th, 2025 to increase sewer and water rates by $5 in April and July with a 3% annual escalator contingent on meter installations due to a $125,000 deficit. Whereas the Village of Camden, Ohio passed an oral motion on February 20th, 2025 to raise water rates by $5 after meter installation and another $5 in July and 3% escalator in January 2026. Whereas the Village of Camden, Ohio desires to clarify the oral motion passed on February 20th, 2025 to adequately reflect the village's desire to increase the utility rates inclusive of water, sewer, and trash fees. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Camden, a majority of the elected members thereto, concurring that Section 1, the Village of Camden, Ohio Council hereby adopts the adjustment of utility rates as a $5 total monthly increase to be allocated as $4 per month toward trash fees and $1 per month toward water fees. Section 2, the Village of Camden, Ohio Council hereby clarifies that the intention of the oral motion passed on February 20th, 2025 was to increase utility rates inclusive of water, sewer, and trash by $5 total each month. Section 3, this ordinance shall replace any prior inconsistent motion. Any future utility rate adjustment shall be made by ordinance. This ordinance shall be effective on the earliest date provided by law. The rate increases retroactive to the April 2025 billing cycle. Section 5, it is hereby found and determined that formal actions of council concerning and relating to the passage of this ordinance were adopted in an open meeting of council, and that any and all deliberations of council, as well as that of any of its committees that resulted in such formal action, were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including but not limited to Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. So this will be the first reading.
Today's date?
The 12th.
Okay, got the second reading of the new two ordinances.
The Village of Camden, Ohio ordinance 1049-2025, an ordinance establishing a residency waiver of the appointed position of the village fiscal officer in accordance with the provisions of Ohio Revised Code, section 733.262.
And second reading of the police residency ordinance.
Village of Camden, Ohio ordinance 1050-2025, an ordinance establishing a residency waiver of the appointed position of the village chief of police in accordance with the provisions of Ohio Revised Code Section 733-.262.
Approval of minutes.
Can I ask a question first? I've been asked many times, our ordinance codes on manufactured versus modular. How am I to answer that question? Just,
We already have an ordinance on the books that says no manufactured housing.
okay.
So no modulars, no mobile homes.
I heard other conversation, I just wanted to
Yeah,
clarify.
well, we talked about that, me and Jeff talked about it, that we would have to change the ordinance if we wanted to allow modular homes. And we'd have to specify we want modular homes and not mobile homes. Because there's a difference. Modular homes are actually frame-built homes, and built just as good as any on site, I would say. But we'd have to move on that, and we'd have to draw up the order, get the old ordinance out, see how it's read,
Okay.
and then change it.
Okay. And then also, it was proposed that we change the window cleaning to semi-annual versus quarterly.
Yes, I'm not sure who put that on forward to start with, but
That's just where it started.
I think it's the semi-annual something.
that sounds good. That's a saving money, so,
Yeah, it's 400 each time.
yeah, okay.
That's all for me.
Now can I have approval of minutes?
I got a question real quick. About the water rate increase, I remember when, because I was present at that meeting when Kelly proposed that we'll defer that until we get all the water meters in, which was understandable. But given that we just had evidence that not all the serial numbers in and that we're still operating off estimates, is it really conducive to approve and say, hey, we're going to increase the rates now that the meters are in, if we're not able to get readings all of those meters yet?
We'd still be estimating the minimum at the $5 increase,
Yeah,
so,
So if you're using more, you're actually getting a better deal
yeah.
right now.
Well, I was just thinking, like, if the contingency was that we would have it after these meters were in, we could get valid readings, and we're still doing the rate increase, high to be inflammatory, we're still doing the rate increase as if they're all reading, isn't that jumping the gun according to?
Actually, the water bill went up $1. The other $4 went in the trash because when we entered the contract with Ronke, because Becky was still with us when we entered it, there was an increase every year through Ronke. So the $4 actually, the dollar for water, that the $4 actually represents what the village has been spending on everyone's trash.
All right,
So that's gonna stay,
okay,
because that's a bill that comes every month
regardless.
regardless.
And it's not contingent on the water meters, but I was specifically like,
No, so $1 has been increased to your water bill
oh,
for the usage, so your
Yeah.
minimum usage has gone up $1 on
Right.
this. So if you're using more than minimum, right now we can't prove it.
yeah,
So if you are, so I said you're getting a better deal right now
okay.
with that, but the bulk of that increase went to pay our obligations that for the Rocky tractor.
All right, that's right.
Is that going to increase, like if you estimate a bill, you come back and find to read the meter, it shows more than that, are you gonna say, well, we're gonna backtrack to?
How are they gonna be able to do it? You can't do it.
So you can't.
Whatever you get billed is what you're getting billed.
Because there's no way to say that you used your meter's reading XYZ numbers. But when did your numbers reach that? Did it reach it 6 months ago? Did it reach it a year ago? Did it reach it last week? We don't know.
We have to eat the loss.
Okay, because I just want the meter just kept going like you got a meter, the numbers keep going as you estimated, then you come back and find a reader that shows.
The only way we can do it
Actually,
where we give everybody actual readings is these guys take a week of their time and go read every meter. And right now, there's not a week where they can do that.
All right. Not gonna get approval of minutes.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes. A second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Judy? Yay. Susie?
Yay. Jeff?
Yeah,
Laura?
Yay.
Payroll. PO invoices.
I make a motion that we pay our employees, that we pay our bills.
I'll second that.
Discussion.
Is that them over there?
Roll call.
Yes. What are you approving? I looked over there, yeah. Judy? Yay. Lizzie?
I'm gonna abstain since I haven't actually looked at them.
Jeff?
Yeah,
Laura?
Yay.
There's no order.
this sign,
What's that one?
Kingdom Way, is there,
She just wanted us to know that's what they're,
okay.
I told her yesterday to go ahead and proceed. Because rest had already spoken with her.
Payroll.
Yeah, so payroll and invoices.
It was Judy and Jeff on both of us. First and second.
Motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Well, I have a question first before you adjourn.
Good.
I didn't realize you went to new business. I'm still waiting for Hendricks to be fixed before someone's killed up there on 725 in Hendricks. And Mom's car sits there, it says Mom on the side of it, there's a black SUV sitting there, and when you go to pull in, if there's a car coming up Hendricks and you wanna turn on Hendricks off of 725, you have to hurry up and get off there because they pop up over the hill. And if there's a car sitting there, there's no way for the person on 725 turning down to go down Hendricks. They're gonna get killed. There's cars sitting there.
Where's that?
There's a car sitting there with a flat tire on it. It's been sitting there for 3 years. But I came to the council 2 years ago asking that there'd be a caution painted there so nobody would park there so we could get in there. And I've been waiting for 2 years and it still has not been painted. And I'm gonna tell you, if one of my kids are killed there, I will be suing the county and Camden, because I have brought it to the attention to several council members, and I'm tired of it.
And it's a Hendricks and 725?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I think more and more people are using it since they cannot turn.
You gotta
at the
turn on the gas station.
now. More and more people are having to go up some 25 and turn left on Hendricks to come down the hill. And if the cars are parked along the side and not in their driveway, you cannot clear it. And then where there are cars parked, only one car can fit through in a lot of the space.
Yeah.
On the south side of Hendricks up there.
Yeah.
We paint it off, paint it so that no parking there?
I'll get with Matt
Yeah, I was gonna
and we'll look at it.
say, check the map, find out if there's something we should do there or can do there.
Yeah, with cars parked on the street, that's Matt's department anyway, so I'll get with him and we'll discuss it and see what we can.
Okay.
Because I think last time we talked about even maybe putting no parking signs along with painting that curve.
There's a curve up there.
It would be one thing if none of them had driveways, but every one of them have driveways and they still park on the street.
I don't know that we can tell them they can't park on the street.
Yeah, not unless we.
There
put
just
the
needs to be
parking.
a clearance.
Well, I think close to an intersection, Because it wouldn't be any different than one of the other intersections in town.
We'll look at it, see what we come up with.
Yeah, give it back, let's
Yeah.
see if there is a setback that has to be made at the intersection.
And they'll probably be real unhappy because that setback, if there is will be probably further down Hendricks than whatever one back.
Yeah. Very good. We'll check on that.
Thank you.
Can I adjourn?
Yeah.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Have a second. Second. Discussion.
2 seconds.
Me.
Roy.
Pass these down to them. Here, pass that down to you.
Do you want me to
Roll
roll?
call.
Judy?
Yay.
Lizzie? Again. Jeff?
Yeah.
Laura? Yay.
Thank you, folks.
Alright, I get it. I'm going to motion. Yep. Because I have to look at my. Come up there Can I still find these guys things?
All right.